Pregnancy is, of course, an incredibly exciting time, but it's also a time when you really have to be in tune with your body because things can change, and fast. Today, we're going to talk about a serious complication called preeclampsia, and its even more dangerous big sister, eclampsia. Getting a handle on these conditions is just so important for a healthy pregnancy. So, let's dive right in. So, let's picture this. You're past the 20-week mark, deep into your second trimester. You're probably feeling pretty good, maybe thinking you're in the clear. But what if I told you there's a serious complication that can pop up seemingly out of nowhere right at this stage? That's exactly what we're going to unpack today. All right, first things first, let's decode preeclampsia. You can think of this as the starting point, the condition that sets the stage for everything else. Understanding what it is and what to look for is absolutely the most critical step. Okay, so what is preeclampsia at its core? Well, it's kind of like a 1-2 punch. It's not just about having high blood pressure. It's that high blood pressure combined with signs that some of your other vital organs, usually your liver and kidneys, are starting to get overwhelmed and shows signs of damage. It's this double threat that makes it so serious. So how do doctors actually spot this? Well, they're looking for a specific trio of clues. First up, that high blood pressure. That's the big red flag. Then they'll check for protein in your urine. See, your kidneys are supposed to filter waste but keep the good stuff, like protein. If protein is slipping through, it means the kidneys are getting leaky and stressed. And finally, other tests will show if your liver is also struggling. It's all three of these things together that really paint the picture of preeclampsia. But here's where things can get really serious. If preeclampsia isn't caught, or if it progresses really quickly, it can turn into something much more dangerous, eclampsia. And this isn't just a small step up. This is a major escalation into a full-blown medical emergency. And here it is, the key difference. Eclampsia has all the same problems as preeclampsia, the high blood pressure, the organ stress, all of it. But it adds one terrifying new symptom, seizures. These seizures are the defining feature. It means the condition has now progressed so far that it's affecting the brain. To put it simply, eclampsia is preeclampsia plus seizures. Now, it's super important to get the perspective right here. Preeclampsia itself is a big deal and needs to be managed carefully. The good news, eclampsia is much, much rarer. But when it happens, it is incredibly dangerous for both mom and baby. And that's exactly why the entire goal of managing preeclampsia is to stop it from ever getting to this point. So when should you really be on high alert for this stuff? The timing is a really big part of the story. The risk isn't the same throughout the whole pregnancy. There's a very specific window you need to know about. And that magic number is 20 weeks. Think of it as a critical turning point. Before 20 weeks, preeclampsia is extremely rare. But after that 20-week mark, once the placenta is fully up and running, the risk starts to go up. This makes the entire second half of pregnancy the time for real vigilance. Let's break this timeline down a little more. You can see that while the door opens for preeclampsia after 20 weeks, it's the third trimester when things really peak. That's the most common time for both conditions to show up. But, and this is so important, eclampsia can happen in the second trimester. It's not as common for sure, but it's a real possibility, especially for anyone already in a high-risk pregnancy. So what does all this boil down to? It's actually a pretty simple but really powerful idea. Knowing the signs is your best defense. Understanding what to look for gives you the power to speak up for your own health. Catching this early isn't just about getting a diagnosis on paper. It's about opening the door for doctors to step in and, frankly, save lives. And with something that can move this fast, that knowledge is everything.